Greetings, my name is Michael. I'm the NEEN Regional Leader for Victoria and Tasmania, and I'd like to welcome you to the NEEN Opportunity Assessment Calculator. We've prepared this short video to assist you in navigating around the calculator as you begin your energy efficiency journey. Just a couple of housekeeping issues before we start. Please ensure that you have the last 12 months of your billing data, both electricity and gas, that you're connected to the internet, and that you have an idea of the internal decision-making process and possible budgets. It'll assist you later when we define savings and capital expenditure parameters. And lastly, please ensure that you turn your mobile phone off, close your door, and possibly have a good 20 to 30 minutes of uninterrupted time to complete the tool. Please note that the purpose of this tool is not to replace your technical, financial, or operational advisors and your internal decision-making process. The calculator is designed to help you focus on what the energy efficiency opportunities are that best fit your organisational requirements and are in line with your internal capital expenditure policies. It is to complement any initial thoughts that you may have on energy efficiency initiatives. Now jump onto the homepage, neen.org.au. On the top, you'll have basically the tab known as Quick Calculator. Please click on this link and it'll bring you through to the Opportunities Assessment Calculator. Through to the left-hand side tab here, you'll basically have each of the links, and anything that's highlighted in bold will always indicate basically the stages that is currently being completed. So this here is basically the welcome page. Have a read through, and once you've actually done that, click here on the right-hand side to launch the tool. It'll then run through a bit of a disclaimer, have a look through, and if everything is fine, please click I agree. Now I've pre-populated some of this information to make it a little bit easier. So what you need to do is indicate the organisational name, your details here, and your postcode. Once that's done, please click here to go to the next step. We've also pre-populated a bit of information from the electricity bills. So we're looking at the annual energy consumption for both electricity and gas, if applicable, and also the electricity spend. So in this scenario, we're spending approximately $35,000 on utilities. We are not utilising any green power, so we've indicated 0. And we currently just have one tariff rate, not a peak or off peak, so leave this space blank. You'll then come through basically the equipment type, and what you need to do is basically click here and select which particular sector is the most appropriate. Now if you happen to be a church, click the place of worship as the most appropriate. If you happen to be a social support agency, the office space may possibly be the most appropriate. Have a look and see what's the best fit. For example, we'll do the Community Arts and Cultural Centre. It'll then propose a couple of questions, whether or not the building itself is owned for the whole entire building, or leased for the whole entire building, or just part of the building is used. So just indicate here which one it is, whole or part building, and whether or not you have heating or ventilation or cooling on site. Yes or no? It'll then come up with a pie chart indicating default energy use baselines. The standards here have been created on data from both New South Wales Government and Energetics, and it'll give you a bit of an idea of the energy used throughout. If you hover over the pie, it'll tell you a little bit more information about the actual equipment. As you scroll further, it'll tell you the equipment types and lighting, heating, ventilation, cooling, domestic hot water, kitchen appliances, etc. And it'll also give you the breakdown. It's a copy of the pie chart. Now what we want to do is identify what are the areas we want to investigate. At this stage, we'd like to look at lighting, heating, ventilation and cooling, and domestic hot water. And it's just as simple as clicking the button that will actually allow you to actually investigate that. Please also indicate what is the main energy source. It's a drop-down bar between electricity and gas. Once done, go to the next step. It'll bring up a range of different types of opportunities that can now be drilled down, and you can define particular initiatives, prioritizing what they will be. Savings will be based on the data enter, and where you're not familiar with a particular definition such as voltage reduction, you can actually bring the information up and it will actually have that little speech bubble and it will actually tell you a little bit more information about what it's about. At this stage, you get to basically tick the activities that you would like to investigate a bit further just by clicking the button as so. Anything that's highlighted in green is defined as a quick win. So if something that's already a practice in the building, like you turn off your lights when not in use, you can basically untick that box. But as a default, they're all currently ticked at the moment. So just tick the ideas that you would like to potentially investigate further, and once done, go to the next step. It'll ask you a little bit about solar PV and whether or not it's actually applicable. If it's something that you wanted to consider, tick yes and answer the questions in terms of operational times and roof space capabilities. It'll also provide potentially the opportunity for voltage optimization as well. Yes or no questions. And this is where you'll actually indicate with regards to your decision-making process in terms of how you define energy savings in terms of a low, medium or high threshold in a percentage, or potentially also the capital cost as an upfront cost, low, medium or high. Once this is actually done, this section will allow you to actually make a few more decisions based with regards for effort versus reward. This is the priority table, and it will illustrate basically the opportunities on the 4 quadrants here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically anything here, like it says, don't pursue further. Anything here needs further analysis, you can research a bit more. Anything here, worth considering. Now each of the actual activities as a code is listed down here with the identifier, Q4, 5, Q1, and also all the various different types of energy costs. Whichever ones that you wish to pursue again, it allows you to drill down a little bit further and just tick the boxes, whichever ones that you like to pursue. Once that's been done, you go to the next step. And what you have here is a preliminary report, a roadmap, really outlining your current energy usage and opportunities to be pursued. It's at this stage where you can also potentially set some of the accountability with regards to the activities that you're considering. So as an example, you can decide that, well, this is what I'm actually going to be looking at, my start date, my end date, and potentially the partners that I want to have involved, outlining costs, both implementation and reduction in energy costs and payback periods. This is basically something that you can actually print out, discuss it with the board, discuss it with management, discuss it with your committee, or take this a little bit further through to the organisation, whatever those particular channels may be. Congratulations on taking the first couple of steps on your energy efficiency journey, and if you require any further information, don't forget there are a number of fact sheets and peer reports available online, plus ourselves as regional leaders around Australia to tap into. Looking forward to hear your story and sharing your experience amongst our communities of practice. Thank you.